John, how are you? Thanks so
I'm
much.
well.
Thank you for giving me a couple of minutes to talk about this wonderful project and a couple of
You're
things.
welcome.
How are you?
I'm really, really well. Thank you. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. So let's talk a little
Good.
bit about Cruella.
Yeah.
Although Artie is not a leading character, but not
Mm,
only he has a major impact on the story, but also on Estella's life. So how
mm.
easy or complicated was to develop that relationship with Emma so that your friendship came across as believable as it did on screen?
I think it's all in the writing, really. I think if it's written well, then you don't need to worry too much about it. And also, she's such a wonderful actor to be on set with that it just felt very easy, and she's very personable. She's very down to earth. So it all just sort of happened really naturally. I didn't really have to think too much about it, which is lovely, because sometimes you do work with people and you think, gosh, this is going to kill me. But it was not the case on that film.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for that. I was reading somewhere. I believe it was Wikipedia,
Mm.
and it says that Artie's character is the first openly gay character in a Disney's live action movie.
Yeah.
If that's true, how do you feel about that distinction?
I will take it. I'm very, very. I was saying earlier, I'm not quite sure of the facts of that one. So, and I'm not sure where to get the information. I don't think there's like a library or anything. But any representation I can have
Mhm.
to be attached to a Disney movie in any way is a dream come true for any actor, I think. And so, and then on top of that, to be representing a community that I am a part of is amazing, and I'm honored, and I hate to say the same thing more than once, but whether I'm sort of the first, the second, the third, or the 100th, I'll be pleased to sort of wave that flag, as they say.
Excellent. Thank you very much. The topic or the theme of fashion is very
Mm,
critical in this film. So,
yeah.
what was your preparation, or if you did any kind of research on that subject that helped you project Artie as an expert on vintage clothing, how that vision and the vision to transform those pieces of clothing into something else, into pieces of art?
Yeah, I'm quite a big fan of that period of time anyway. I did a lot of research. I did most of my research on the time period because it was really a specific
Hmm.
fashion period, really. But yeah, I think Artie, as much as he sort of owns a shop with beautiful gowns and vintage pieces, I think he's very much a child of the street. I think he kind of is very much into street fashion, what the kids are wearing, or what the youth are wearing, or what kind of bands they're listening to, and what those people on stage are wearing. So I did most of my research on the punk movement, and actually it's one of the first and only periods I would say that you couldn't quite tell whether the music was influencing the fashion or the fashion was influencing the music. It kind of felt like this catch 22. So most of my research was about punk. In terms of a sewing machine, I wouldn't even know how to turn one on myself. So I didn't do any research of that kind.
Excellent. Did you get inspired by some personality to create Artie?
Not really. I sort of looked a lot at Bowie, but I'm a huge Bowie fan anyway, so that wasn't really a specific choice. I would happily put Bowie in everything I do. Mark Bolan, the Sex Pistols, Susie Sue. There were lots of visual references that we got given, but I guess mostly it was Bowie, but that was just completely biased because I'm a huge fan.
Great, great. Me too. Obviously, this film has an open ending for a sequel. And Emma Stone is apparently willing to return. So will you be on board to return to the world of Cruella on a sequel?
Oh, yeah, if they'd have me, I will be there with bells on.
Excellent, excellent. I'm looking forward to it. Let's talk a bit for a minute about Everybody Loves Jamie. What can you tell me about
Mhm.
your character? That I believe you played the lead character in theater. How about the
Yeah,
film?
I played the lead character on the stage. I created the role, and then in the film, I play Richard E. Grant plays a sort of a drag queen called Loco Chanel who helps Jamie sort of find his footing, and I play him as a young. I play the younger version of him. It's a small sequence in the movie, but my God, it's so heartfelt, and I would hate to give anything away because it really is. It really is. But yeah, so I play a young Richard E. Grant, and yeah. Apart from, I can't tell you much other than that he's a drag queen.
So can you tell me at least what is the takeaway? What do you want people, audiences, to take away from this film?
I just want them to have a. I mean, I haven't seen it myself, so I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But I would, if my experience on the stage show is anything to go by, I just want people to take away, I guess, the idea of being one's authentic self, and not being afraid to sort of grab life by the horns and say, this is what makes me happy, so I'm going to go out there and do it.
Okay. Excellent. We just one last question about Cruella. This is the origin of a villain, one of the most iconic villains in Disney's history. So why do you think it's what would be the takeaway? What do you want people to get? What is the message of Cruella in your interpretation?
I think the message is, as cliche as it sounds, is to not judge a book by its cover, and everybody's actually. I think what become obviously they're written in these fairy tales as two-dimensional villains. That is their purpose to serve the story, is to be sort of the antagonist. But I think now that we're moving on culturally, we know that most people that are deemed villainous over time actually come from quite broken circumstance, and I think that's what the film sort of explores, is that idea that, you know, everybody's just trying to get through, and sometimes actually in our film specifically, hearsay and gossip can sort of create more of a stir than actually don't believe everything you read, I suppose.
Okay, so what can you tell me about working with Emma Thompson? It's just another a legend on screen. So I was working with her. If you had a chance to work with her.
I didn't, and I'd hate to lie to you. I didn't have a chance to work with her, so I can't say, but I'm sure it would have been amazing. I'm sure she's lovely, and you know, I would love to one day. Hopefully, there's still a chance.
Excellent, excellent. So, John, again, congratulations on such a wonderful performance, and looking
Thank you.
forward for your next project. Everybody loves Jamie and everything you'll do next. So, thank you again, and the most important thing, stay safe and healthy.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. You too.
Thank you, John.